How's it going, everybody? We are the Product Review Geeks. I'm Mark, along with my wife Sherry, grandson John, and my granddaughter Abby. We make up the Product Review Geeks. Ooh, yeah. Got a little tongue tied there. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a product called Quadra. They got this video I seen online called The Great Shift. You know, they can say a former pizza delivery driver made $82,000 in 53 days without using Facebook ads, AI, Etsy, Amazon, affiliate marketing, or email marketing. He didn't use any of them. You know, that right there kind of piques your curiosity. They got the great shift, they call it. So I truly think, just to be a little funny here, I think they accidentally put the F in there, if you know what I mean. If you take that F out of there, you'll understand what I mean. So what it is, let me click on this right here. You know, I consider myself a pretty halfway decent marketer. And I've never, ever made that much or known of anybody else that made that much in less than 2 months marketing online. You know, that's quite a bit of money. That's over $1,000 a day. And you know, how much of that is profit too? They don't tell you that. And they don't also tell you how long it took them before they made that much money in 53 days, if they really did make that money. There's a lot of far-fetched claims out there on the internet. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. So let's click into this. I'll tell you a little bit more about what this is here. It's an e-commerce site is what it is. What it is, I signed up for this. They want you to join Shopify, which costs, I don't know, probably, if you want to get a decent one, it's about $50 a month for a Shopify. You can find them online cheaper than that. I got one through my web hosting. It's part of the WordPress stuff, and I think I paid $5 a month for the web hosting. So it's really, you can find them all over there. And, you know, there's not any really great ones or really bad ones. You know, if that's not something that you want to do, like the Shopify one, you can find other ones. Or if you don't want the free ones, you can do the Shopify. There's hundreds of them on there. But what it is e-commerce. They tell you how to monetize your creativity by selling print on demand, shirts and mugs and stuff like that, you know, bags and all that stuff, and dropship products. Well, drop shipping, there's a lot of people doing drop shipping. There's a lot of people doing a print on demand. You can go to Etsy and find them. They're on Amazon. You know, there's thousands of sites that do drop shipping. The competition is fierce. Everybody's trying to undercut each other. I know if I was going to sell print on demand t-shirts, I've got a shirt press and all that stuff here. You know, if I want to do local ones, I can do that and make a little bit of money. But it's just so cutthroat. You know, you sell yours for 10, somebody's going to sell theirs for 9. That's how it works. It's nothing unique, really. You know, you can have all kinds of sayings on there, and people will go on there and they'll copy your sayings and they'll put them on a t-shirt, unless you've got it copyrighted, which takes for a lot. It costs money and it takes forever to get a copyright. So right there, you know, and they say you can do this without platforms like, you know, Facebook and all them. You can use social media platforms. They got one that's a news place that they told you about in here, but they've got other ones on there too that they don't tell you about unless you buy their program here, which is, I'll get into that in a minute right here. But you know, they explain a little bit on here about the trainings and their membership site, starting a store, the way marketing your products on major ad platforms such as TikTok and Facebook, starting a store all the way to marketing on Facebook. You know, but they say, but right in the beginning of it, they said they didn't use TikTok or Facebook and all them stuff. But right there, they're telling you He walked you step-by-step process, becoming a print-on-demand seller, starting a store all the way to marketing your products on major ad platforms like that. Well, they just said they made it without doing it on Facebook, so right there they're kind of contradicting themselves. That's where the great shift comes in there with the F missing, if you know what I mean. And there's three people here: John Sanders, Brian Scott, and Scott Carpenter. I mean, I wouldn't say it's really a ripoff, but it's kind of misleading. You know what I mean? I mean, something like this, I'd probably give it maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10 rating, because it sounds kind of far fetched. All right, now here it is right here. It's called a hidden traffic surge. Well, see, they're playing on the traffic thing here, where you can get, even if you don't sell their stuff, they're trying to get you with the traffic thing. You're going to get all this traffic if you just buy this course. Well, it's $97 for the course. That's a one-time fee. Plus, you're going to have to pay for a Shopify store, which is going to be about $50 a month. And then I'm sure they'll try to upsell you. Right here, it's an upsell for $47. And I'm sure once you get in there and buy stuff, they're going to want to sell you a monthly subscription. It's going to cost you hundreds of dollars a month, any way you look at it. Okay. So, I mean, some people, they like stuff like this. I don't. This made this guy $86,000 in 53 days, which, is a little over $1,000 a day in profit. I don't even know if it's profit or not, really. I'm just saying. They just tell you that. I mean, that could have been $2,000 in profit, $80,000 for ads. You don't know. They don't tell you that stuff. And then they got a 30-day guarantee on it, which I can't tell you how many products I've bought with a 30-day guarantee on. And I went through them a little bit, and then I got sidetracked because, I got the ADHD, shiny object syndrome. That's why I started this Product Review Geeks, because I used my, ADHD to kind of be a benefit for everybody else. That's the words I was looking for. I'm not a fast, smooth talker like some of these guys are. I see them, they can rattle on, Russell Brunson, boy, that guy can talk faster than the flipper on the ducks behind, if you know what I mean. And then you'll forget about them, and, a while later you'll come back and say, wow. And then you finish the program, but it's already been 30 days, and they'll say, well, this thing sucks. Why did I even spend my money? Now I can't get a refund on it. So I'm going to save you $97 because I don't really recommend buying something like this. Because there's other courses online for a whole lot less money that you can do printing. You can go on Amazon and you can buy a print-on-demand book for $5 or $10 or whatever, or you can download, business books and like that for a whole lot less than $97 plus $47 if you want best-selling licensed products training. So, in other words, the $97 doesn't include licensed product training. They're only going to teach you about the traffic, not the licensed products. So, I'll tell you, I'm going to leave a link below the video to my website. I don't have these high-priced courses or like that. We just got common sense training. And it ain't going to cost you $97 either. So check out the link below the video. This is Mark from the Product Review Geeks saying thanks for watching the video. And I hope you got a lot out of this. And we'll see you again in our next video.